but like didn't end their sentence. Does that make sense? Solely semicolon wise. Let me turn this off. What is this? Semicolon wise. Hopefully you can hear me. If you guys don't know what semicolon means, it's a universal symbol in the mental health space for someone that decided to not end their story. Someone decided to continue with their life. And I feel like a lot of people don't know that. They'll see it posted up on Instagram or TikTok and Facebook and not really understand the symbolism behind the semicolon. I didn't know either. I really didn't know for many, many years until I started getting into this more honestly, until I started having friends from the hospital that I was admitted to, and now, speaking with them and being in therapy and being in group, I understood more exactly what it is that meant. And I hope you guys can hear me. If you can hear me, please say yes in the chat. If you are from anywhere in the world, please let me know where you're from inside the chat while you guys sign in and do it. But for the most part, I'm here just to tell my story of what it is. Hold on one second, and I turn off this Bluetooth just in case. Boom, boom, boom. What it is, like, I wanted to end my story so many times. I wanted to end the sentence. I wanted to end in every metaphorical, philosophical way. I wanted it to be over. I wanted life to be done. And I'm fortunate enough to be the person to say that I'm still here. That I'm still standing, I'm still moving, I'm still living. And a lot of us are not. And that's where the sad part is. A lot of us are not here. Their story has ended. And every prayer and blessing to the people that have chosen that path. But I feel like I don't want to say it can be prevented, but I feel like people need to understand. And it's not that like today was like, I don't know. I don't know if it's, obviously it's man-made, right? It's a man-made place and thing. But honestly, I felt like absolute garbage today. What up, big dog? What up, Gold Squad? I felt like absolute garbage today. Like I didn't feel good. And it was the depression part of bipolar that has kicked in today. And it wasn't, why am I still here? I don't know. Why am I still here? But it's not anything that, there's no workout that could get rid of this, right? There's no walk that can make me feel great. There's nothing, right? The only thing that can make me feel good here is, why did you feel like garbage? Well, I felt like garbage because that's a good question there. Big dog, it felt like garbage because I just did. It's a lot of people don't understand this, but in mental health, and if you have bipolar, you fall into a phase or period of time which is depression, and a lot of that is just something I can't control. Like I'll feel great one moment, and then the next moment, boom, it's gone. It's like I'll be all ramped. Like this morning, I had a great workout. It was amazing. Did Zercher squats, did pull-ups, got in early in the morning, and then fucking 1 hour later, it felt like my legs were numb, my hands were numb, I was not motivated. I don't even say motivated, I didn't want to do shit. You know what I mean? It's okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate you saying that, 100%. And a lot of people don't want to listen to this shit, and it's weird because like it is part of the stigma that a lot of people don't understand. But that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here talking about Semicolon Day. If you guys don't know what Semicolon Day is, it's new. I don't know if it's new. It's new to me. I only learned about it probably last year, but I've dealt with it my entire life. Right? Not understanding. And if you guys don't know my story really, I don't want to say really fast, because usually it's a longer story than really fast, is that I was done with life many times. But there was one in particular during COVID when we lost the gym. It was going away. I was losing my mind, 100%. right? And I was like walking in the rain, 5 o'clock in the morning. I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm completely done. So I was going to do what I had planned to do the entire time, to not be here anymore, to end my sentence. And something inside me decided not to, right? Something inside me decided to reach out for help. And I'm really glad I did. Sure, that asking for help made me end up going to the hospital, missing my family for a couple weeks, and closing my business down, but for the most part, it was the best thing that happened, right? Me going through that tough patch or rough period of time allowed me to realize the things that I need to do in order to win, right? And a lot of times, hey, what's up, Esther? Where you from? Where you from? You know, it gave me enough time to understand how to win. All right, what's up, Dave and Sammy? Thank you for coming out. I appreciate it. What up, Shawanda? Thanks for coming out. And being in the hospital really was like the hard, was it the hospital? It was the hospital, or if it was the crazy house, or if it was, I don't know what you want to call it, right? It was something. But it was, I'm not allowed to have a fork. We have to eat with sporks. I can't have shoes and no laces. Like, it was a place where I was by myself just reading with a really old man next to me. You know, Fort Pilpero. I'm glad. Esther, thank you for being one of the four. Because it could be 1, 0, 5, or 20,000. I'm still going to tell this story. How old am I? I am 47 years old. Is that weird? Does it look like I'm 47? Maybe some of the music, I got boogers. Maybe some of the music albums, it's still records up there, right? I still have records, and I've had records before records were cool again. Before Urban Outfitters said, hey, let's get records. But I've had records for many, many, many years. And now those are the ones that kind of inspired my life. And my wife's. So my wife's over here, this is mine over here. Thank you, Esther, I do appreciate it. And I just, I learned a lot in the hospital, to the point where I learned how to deal with things. With the other people in the group, I've learned that I'm not alone. And I've also learned how important things are. Are you a grandpa? No, I'm not a grandpa. That is not one. I'm not a grandpa. I still have a 9-year-old and a 6-year-old. So I'm still a young dad. I guess a young dad or a new dad. Am I a young dad? I don't know. Either one, I'm a dad. And I'm not a grandpa, but that's the first time anyone ever asked me that. I do appreciate that. That's a first, Esther. Are you a grandpa? Are you Lolo? Are you Lolo? I'm not a Lolo. But I did lose my Lolo. I did lose my dad. I lost my dad 2 years ago. And that's when I started turning things around for myself. Right? And I don't know what it has to do with death and near-death experience versus experience people dying and that whole death thought, right? Because it's I feel like it's such a taboo thing to talk about, but no one likes to talk about it, but it has to be talked about. Because we're going to deal with this in life. Like, you're going to deal with this shit in life. You know? And now's coming the time. Maybe the time's coming. Maybe that's why I feel like garbage, because it was a year ago, almost a year ago, that I lost not almost a year ago, 3 years ago, but on this day, on this month, we lost my father. Started to get sick, and we just moved to Las Vegas, and now from New Jersey, and then we ended up going back there. We were supposed to see him for one last time, and he died the day before we were supposed to be there. You know, he just couldn't hang on tight. He couldn't make it, and that was a thing. But like, watching everything around me made me realize how important life is, how important it is to just live it without, I don't want to say judgment, because we're always going to judge ourselves, right? We're going to judge ourselves. Someone's going to judge you no matter what. No matter what you say. It's like, I don't care what they think about me. It's like, yeah, you kind of do. You still do. You still do care about what people think about you, honestly. But what I learned is like, some of the things that I would shoot for, or I would, RIP, thank you, I would strive for, it just didn't become that important anymore. You know, it doesn't have to be about money or fame or success and goals, because we do the same thing. We'll reach for the same stuff. It's important to do so. It's important to shoot for stars and shoot for the things and be everything there. How old are you today? I'm 47, Daniel. 47. Thank you. And you know what? There is no age. I don't know what that meant. I was trying to think of something witty to say. I got nothing for you. But I have experience. You know, with me saying that I'm 47, a lot of people don't believe it because someone called me grandpa. So thank you for that one. But who was it? Who called me grandpa? Who said, "Are you a grandfather?" I missed it. There it is. Esther. Are you a grandpa? I was like, no, I'm not a grandpa. But a lot of times we think or overlook the fact that we don't got much time. You know, and for us to make our sentences shorter, in reference to the semicolon, to make our sentences shorter, I don't think it's worth it. You know what I mean? I like the pictures in the back. Thank you. Those are my picture albums. You guys want to see more? Would you like to see and understand a little bit more about my picture albums? Comment down below. I'll show you what those pictures mean. And I'll tell you, yeah, hell yeah. Cool. So up top, these are albums, so music, right? And we all have music that kind of represent us or influence our lives or influence us. And of course, there's more albums in that I think that are on here, but kind of describes who we are and like what we choose, right? So I'm a big My Chemical Romance fan. I don't know if you guys know My Chemical. I'm a very big emo guy. I love the music, obviously, right? It just meets with me. So I'll say this side is kind of my wife's, and these are mine. So we got My Chem, Black Parade, 3 Cheers. And then we got Wu-Tang, Face to Face, which is more of like a punk band. Thursdays, an emo band from New Jersey. Dashboard Confessional, very big acoustic emo band. The Beatles. This was my dad's favorite album, my dad's favorite group. I don't want to say band, so obviously when it's someone you care about's most special album. Is it Olivia Rodrigo? My favorite. Yeah, Olivia Rodrigo is amazing. She's amazing, that voice. And those would be there, but like for me here, this is my wife's. And that's same mine too. I like Lauryn Hill during the time, the Fugees, Foo Fighters, the Killers. But then we go to T Swift, LS Dunes, Bouncing Souls. And then on the top here is Limelight. So this is like rave music 1990. So if you want to know more about Limelight, NYC, that's New York City. I used to go there many times throughout my life. And rave. Trance music, house music, jungle music, break beats. I would break dance on the floor. A lot of fun stuff like that. So and then I made my own album, which is my wedding day and then my kids. So that's what I do as decor. I made all of these things here and kind of put it down through. Country music, I love it. You know what, Daniel? Ever since I moved here to Las Vegas, I've never heard so much country music in my entire life. Until here. And I guess just the West, Wild Wild West. I'm not sure what it is, but like there was like 2 bands I knew about, or 2 singers I knew about back in New Jersey because they never played it, right? I never appreciated it. It would be like Blake Shelton and then Zach Brown Band. I could be wrong with that, but I think that's the only 2 people that ever performed country music in New Jersey. And then I come here, 7,000 country music stations, 7,000 country people. Everyone loves country. I see cowboys. Have you been to a concert? No, I have not been to a concert, but I have been to Blake Shelton's Old Red in Las Vegas on the Strip. I did apply for a job there. I didn't get it because I'm too awesome. And I'm just kidding. I couldn't do the hours that they wanted me to do. So they were going to hire me, but then they said that they wanted more hours, and I can't. I'm a dad that takes care of their kids, and I can't be out late nights tending bar and being a bartender over there, slinging drinks for a Have been to a concert. No, but one day I think I will. I've been to tons of shows. You know, I'm more of a small venue show guy, but I've been to festivals. I've been to When We Were Young. I've been to what's the one in New Jersey? I can't think of right now. Warped Tour, which is coming back now. But I've been more concert-y stuff or shows, which are like smaller, before it happens. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Esther. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. So like, here's my favorite ones. I have a couple that are my favorite ones. This is called Discipline because I don't have any, so I gotta make sure I write it down to remember. But this is my favorite one, made by a guy from, his name's Loic from Francais Paris, in about 2003. I got this one. Some of you guys might have just been born. 2003? You guys born then? Let me know. But I got my first tattoo in 1996. That's weird, right? And then here it says, I'm powerful beyond measure. And that's the one thing that I know I am. And it's the one thing that I stand by, is that I am powerful beyond measure. Daniel, yes, of course I do. I do work out. I work out a lot. That's actually what this channel is about. It's about mental health, physical health, and that's what I do. I have free workouts on here all the time. So if you have any questions about working out, you can always ask me there. Someone's walking by my house. Ooh, it's Amazon. Isn't it weird that like when Amazon people walk by your house like, oh shit, someone's outside. You think someone's gonna come ring the bell. Please don't ring the bell, but if they do ring the bell, hopefully it's something they're gonna bring something cool. Do you work out? You tell me. I work out. Yes, I do. I am a personal trainer. I've been training for a long time. What do you know about La Boo Boo? I don't know. What's La Boo Boo? Is this a trick question? Because I can't Google this right now. I can't chat GPT what La Boo Boo is. But if you can, I'm going to say La Boo Boo again because that sounds really fun. But tell me again what La Boo Boo. No, okay. No, actually, I don't know what La Boo Boo is. But can you tell me? If you can tell me, I can. I work out. I do, I'm a wrestler. I've wrestled. I coach wrestling. I do jujitsu. Oh, it's a plushie. La Boo Boo. No. My kids love Squishmallows, though. I have thousands of Squishmallows upstairs. So if that counts. But they have their different names as well. I have to check out what a La Boo Boo is. And if it's a plushie, you let me know. I'll find out what it is. So on the next stream, I could have one while I speak in the background. Because I need to. Will my daughter like it? Will she like a La Boo Boo? I don't know if it's. I need to find out. Can I get stronger? How can I get stronger? How can I get stronger? I say, oh, thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. Thank you for subbing. That's so nice. Now I got to look up what La Boo Boo is. Because I don't know what a La Boo Boo is. I like saying that word, though. La Boo Boo. It sounds like a very cute. I'm hoping it's cute. Plushie. How can I get stronger? Dude, what? Daniel, what do you do? Like, it's an arbitrary question. It's a very tough question to ask because, like, how can you get stronger? The question is, what do you do? Do you do any type of working out? Have you played sports? And then from there, there's so many other questions that you can answer to kind of find out how you can get stronger. But what I can do is also I can send you I have a 6-week startup program. It's somewhere. I think it's crankstrong.com. I think KRANK strong.com. I think it's been a bit. I'm trying to remember, but I think there I have a 6-week program where it's just like body weight stuff, and then I'll introduce you to strength movements that you can do at home. So you can check that out. Do you know some slang? Listen, I know slang from like the 90s. So your slang these days is very tough, okay? Skibbity toilet. I don't know what you guys are saying half of the time, but I know I'm alpha, not beta, and that's all I got. Yeah, I started to play sports a lot more. Do I know any slang? That's the slang I got. What else did my son say to me the other day? No, I'm sussy baka. I'm a sussabaka. That's another one. He calls me a sussabaka sometimes. I know what sus means, but I never heard of the word sussabaka before. So that's another one that they said to me. Yeah, check it out. Crank. I don't know if I could type it. Can I type on this? I don't know. Crankstrong.com. I think that's it. If not, comments sussy baka. Yeah, I don't know. We were playing Among Us, and he was like, "You're a sussy baka." I was like, "I'm a sussy baka. What the fuck does that mean?" What does that mean? And there's a lot of other words that I love because I think it's funny. I love slang. I love slang. Of course, I just don't understand. And people judge the kids' slang these days. But the thing is, we also use slang too. We said word and fresh and, anything, whatever. It didn't matter. It's just language, right? It's just the way people communicate to understand who you can relate to, right? And that's it. I love that people get mad at like the slang words they use. They're like millennials and the pre-someones, they do all this stuff and they say all these things. I don't know what it means. Yeah, and that's why you're mad, because you don't know what it means. So educate yourself. Like, don't use it, but understand what they're saying. Vaca is actually Spanish. Naka means cow in English. Vaca. Naka means cow. It says maybe. It might be. Naka. Naka means baka. See, so a sussy cow. Am I a sussy cow? I'm a sussed cow? Man. When he gets back from piano practice, I'm going to take his leg out. That's what I'm going to do. I know baka too, baka. That means cow, right? You said that? Cow. So thank you for the lesson in Latino. I know Spanish. I know un poquito. That's about it. That's all I got. But I don't know, guys. Do you play guitar? Oh, right here. I don't play. I try. How's that sound? I don't play. I try. So I practice. I'm not going to say I play, because there's one thing I'm not going to say I do, and when I do, I don't. And that's one thing I definitely do not do that well, but I try. I practice. I got the Gibson app. I'll play as much as I can but I feel like every time I go to lesson, I stop playing for so long, I have to go back to the same lesson and then stop and play the same lesson. My kids play the piano. I do not. It's 6:44 p.m. for me. Hell yeah, me too. 6:44 p.m., which means I have to start getting dinner ready. The kids already ate, my wife's got to eat, so I'm going to get everything ready. I want to say thank you guys so much for coming out today. I am going to go live tomorrow, usually about 4:30, whatever time this is. So is this Pacific Standard Time, so PST, or if you're on the East Coast, that would be 7, 8, I don't know, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. So if you can, thank you guys so much for coming out. Thank you for talking. Thank you so much for talking. Thank you for subbing. Thanks, Daniel. Give me, I don't know how to give a heart. Do I give hearts for this? I'll press start. No, don't do that. That's weird. I don't know how to do it. Hearts, do you have any? I got to figure out how to play with this a little bit more. It's a little different than the other live platforms that I've been a part of. So if you can join, if not, it's on the replay. And again, Daniel, if you need that program, check out crankstrong.com. It should be there. Esther, thank you so much for coming out and communicating. I do appreciate you, just saying stuff and talking and tell me exactly what baka means and and call me a grandpa. So I'll talk to you soon. See you guys this week or next week. Thank you so much for coming out. Remember, semicolon is a symbol for people that have chose just to continue, right? And I hope that if you're in a rough spot or that you don't feel good, that you continue. If you guys are on a replay, subscribe. I'll see you.